Hello and welcome everyone, this is Adam from Critical Impact Gaming. Today I actually have someone that challenged me over Facebook, and he asked me for a best 2 out of 3 match, and he doesn't have a team ready on on his 3DS, so he actually challenged me to a battle on Showdown. And here we go. So let's start off with my Tapu Fini, the Perp, and immediately just switch up because I am at such a disadvantage with that type matchup. Go out to my Gliscor, just activate my Toxic Orb and absorb the Thunderbolt. He actually shows me that he's not going for the Volt Switch, so that tells me that he just wanted to kill it right away, go for the Hyper Offense basically. But that's okay because I do predict correctly, go into Gliscor and then back out into my Chansey to take the HP Ice with ease, set up my Stealth Rocks, and here we are. So it looks like we both got our Stealth Rocks up now. Only thing is I have my Tapu Fini here with the Scald, and I'm going to be able to taunt his Slowking, predicting either a Thunder Wave or a Calm Mind, but he actually goes once again for the full offensive. He does, unfortunately for me, get the special defense drop, which it's not that important because I do just switch out right here anyway, predicting another psychic, and since my Hoopa Unbound is actually a parts Dark type, I won't take any damage. So I just go for my Dark Pulse, expecting a switch, but he ends up staying in, and so I'm just gonna go for another Dark Pulse right here. And I was expecting his Flygon to maybe be Scarfed, and I thought, hey, he's probably just gonna U-turn up. He actually doesn't even do that, so that's kind of interesting. If you couldn't tell already, my Hoopa Unbound is Choice Scarfed as well. So yeah, I know I'm not gonna be able to one-hit KO his Hippowdon, obviously. So I'm just gonna switch out into my fun time Gliscor over here. Man, I've had this Pokemon for years, on the actual game cartridge itself, not just on Showdown. But yeah, my Gliscor is probably one of my favorite Pokemon. So he is just going to be able to whirlwind me out, back out into my Hoopa Unbound. I can expect to drop with the Psychic against his Excadrill, which was meant for his Hippowdon, but it's okay because I mean it did pretty good chunk of damage anyway. Now here's where he is actually very threatening to me because he gets the Swords Dance up. He has the the Sand Rush, I think, where his speed is doubled in sand, so that's very scary for me. Basically, he gets the Iron Head, flinches me, and I'm just trying to stall out the Sandstorm turns so he can't just wreck my team with the +2 Earthquake and Iron Head with potential, I don't know, Rock Slide, I guess. His last attack doesn't really matter. It might just be Rapid Spin, I'm not sure. But luckily, I am able to live a hit with my Meta Knight. Damn, that's freaking powerful. So I just go for a knockoff, following up with Bull Punch to take him out. Luckily, the BP was enough to take him out, even though it's resisted. And now I have 14% left on my Mega Scizor, so I know I can live one more Stealth Rock entry because it only does 12.5%, and I have 14. So that's good for me. I'm just going to switch on to my Chansey, take a Volt Switch, and try to Wish Up because I honestly have no chance unless I stall just a little bit. So I do apologize for that, you guys. I'm just going to go for a Protect because he's obviously going to be able to take me out with the next Earthquake with all that sand damage racking up too. And now I'm going to switch on to my Meta Knight. I was hoping that, I don't know, maybe he'd try going for a Slack Off or a Toxic or something like that. He actually just ends up Earthquaking, so my Scizor kind of died for nothing, but I'd rather have the rest of my team alive than a Scizor on, what, like 2% HP, 1.5. So yeah, I'm just going to go onto my Perp. Threaten out his Hippowdon with a Scald as he brings in his Slowking. Obviously I'm faster because it's a literal Slowking. So I think I go for a Moonblast this turn, and yeah, see, he actually just makes another double switch. I'm not entirely sure why, but whatever. Maybe he's trying to get back the Regenerator. It doesn't really matter. I do take out his Hippowdon as he sends his Excalibur to just finish off my Tapu Fini, I think it is. I get the Tapus mixed up sometimes, but the purple one. He takes out the purple one, which is half water, with his Giga Drain from his Excalibur. And pretty much my Tapu Koko is going to be able to clean up pretty much the rest of his team here. But he does have the Manectric still, so my Thunderbolts won't really be doing as much. It'd probably still be maybe a 2-hit KO, possibly a 3-hit KO. I don't really want to risk that and mess around with it. My last resort would be my Hoopa Unbound because I think it's faster than the Mega Manectric. but it might be slower than the Excelgor, and that's what's threatening to me. So I do have to do one final ditch effort to stall with my fat bitch Chansey. So he's pretty much kind of screwed here, honestly. As I just go for the Wish Protect and Seismic Toss combos right here, left and right. He does reveal to me that he has the Fighting MZ with the Excelgor, showing me the all-out pummeling. Unfortunately, it probably could be just a Focus Blast, which, yeah, I think it's just Focus Blast. And it doesn't really do anything to me, and I'm able to fish off his Manectric with one last Seismic Toss. So good game 1, let's move on to game 2 here. And this was actually a couple days later, just because the first battle was very late at night and had to be work like super early in the morning. So yeah, we just did this one a couple of days later. And I actually didn't even know that we were allowed to switch up teams, because like in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, when you're having a best 2 out of 3 match, which is a standard, you know, you always do best 2 out of 3, you use the same decks. So I don't really know why you would switch up your team if you're doing a best 2 out of 3 match in Pokemon. It doesn't really make sense to me, so that kind of screws me over because it gives him a huge advantage. But let's see if I can prevail or not. He is able to get off the Bug Buzz through my substitute though, because of the fact that it's a sound type move and it goes through substitutes, so that's cool. That's kind of interesting if you guys didn't know already. But I am behind the substitute. Unfortunately, I have Fire Fang on this Gliscor set instead of Ice Fang. I'm probably gonna switch that up. I just had Fire Fang to help deal with the Ferrothorns, but I haven't really been seeing as many lately, so I'm probably just gonna switch up back to the Ice Fang. So he is able to take out my substitute with his Landorus. I think he used knockoff, and honestly, if he knocks off my Toxic Orb, it doesn't matter at all because I don't have a Cleric on this team, so I wouldn't be getting rid of my own Toxic anyway. But none of that matters because he reveals the HP Ice, and I honestly thought I'd live at least 1 HP Ice and be able to take him out with the Earthquake. But I'm not able to do that. I do throw him out with the Bullet Punch, however, as I go Mega, and he just brings out his Landorus to get off the Intimidate. You know, more or less the standard play. He goes for the U-turn into his Ninetales, as I believe I go for a knockoff here. Yeah. So he's showing me that he has the Heat Rock, so it's a very Sun-based team. Even though he only has one Pokemon other than Ninetales that actually benefits from it being Sun. I guess kind of Aggron too, because well, Aggron and Landorus because it's not gonna be weak to water anymore, but that's really it. So his Galvantula actually gets the Sticky Webs up, and that's man, that's just a huge threat to my team, because if I allow this Sticky Web to maintain on my side of the field, then I'm gonna be slower than the rest of his team, and he'll be able to easily sweep me with a number of Pokemon on his team. And wow, did you guys see how much that Fire Blast did? Crazy. That's a Solar Power, Sun Boosted, Stab, Base 110 Fire Blast. That's crazy. Did a lot to even Chansey. So, I know he has a knockoff with Landorus, so I'm not wanting to stay in here. I'm just going to switch out into the Perp as I get up my Misty Terrain. And he does knock off, taking out my leftovers, but better that than my Chansey's of Violite, honestly. He goes for the Earthquake, as I go for the Defog, just to get rid of both sets of Stealth Rocks and the Sticky Web, because I could always just set up the Stealth Rocks again later with my Chansey, as to where his Galvantula is dead and won't be able to bring back the Sticky Web, and that's really my main concern right now. So I'm going to go into my, shit, here we go again. And I'm going to go for my HP Ice, as he sets up another layer of, well, not another layer of Stealth Rocks, I guess second Stealth Rocks. I'm not sure how the terminology would be there, but I just go out into my my Mega Scizor after going for a Volt Switch to get some damage and break his potential Sturdy. But he later reveals to me that he actually has the Rock Head, so he's not going to want to stay in there. Obviously, Bull Punch won't really be doing anything to his Ninetales or his Mega Houndoom. So I just go for the knockoff, get off another decent chuck off his Ninetales, and he just goes for a Fire Blast. So this time he's only going to have 5 turns of Sun instead of 8. And he actually ends up revealing the Pain Split, which I thought was pretty neato. And I finally am able to set up my, I guess, mid to late game rocks. As he goes for a Head Smash, almost takes me out. I live with 28% and take him out with my own Seismic Toss. So wow, man, Chansey just putting in work, not just stalling, but like actually killing Mons left and right. I know for a fact he's gonna go for his Fake Out or High Jump Kick. Either one I have to protect, so either He'll take 50% damage if he misses high jump kick, or his unburn ability will not affect because the normal gem will not activate from his fake out. So I am able to bring him down to 10% with my Scizor as he takes me out with a Blaze Kick, and that's more or less it. My Tapu Koko can pretty much just take out the rest of his team with the Thunderbolt. And I unfortunately didn't even get to use my Hoopa Unbound in this game, but it did some nice work in the last one, so that's okay. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Very good game. I think your name was it Jim? I'll double check that, but I think your name was Jim. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a nice day, everybody. Bye.